Hey guys, how you doing? This is Johnny Berba. I didn't plan to do this YouTube live, so I'm just going to be spontaneous and share this experience that I've had. I was actually writing about it, and I've kind of written like a whole paragraph. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with it, but I thought I really enjoy making videos. I wanted to share my 13-year journey or experience of going out and meeting and attracting women from the streets. That's really where my story first started. And I also wanted to explain successful women because I don't think I've I have spoken about this, but it's kind of been like I've spoken about 10 things. I haven't just focused on purely what it takes to become successful. And I'm going to go into that in a second. I'm going to share my experience. So it's almost like I almost wanted to use the perfect words so I could communicate this message to any of you watching this, any man that is struggling in his life, struggling with women. So I could communicate this to you in a way that you would totally understand, you would be inspired, and you could take the knowledge and experience that I'm going to give you and go out and use it and get the same results for yourself that I've got and the results that I've got for, I can't even put a number on it. So many students that have worked with me on the 6 weeks transformation program, so many students that have done my boot camps over the 8 years, and many students that I've mentored all around the world from Skype, and people that have watched my YouTube videos and gone out and followed the teaching. So the reason why this has been something I've wanted to talk about because I was out today and I did almost 3 hours of approaching on the street with a friend, and it reminded me of like everything when I first started, the fears and the insecurities. So could you say this is like I might make a mistake here. I do make mistakes when I speak sometimes and articulate things. Is this like me coming back from the hero's journey? I guess David Campbell. I'm a man who's gone out, faced his fears, slayed his demons with women, got the results that I could have only dreamed of getting 13 years ago. Now I've, gone through the enlightenment and I'm sitting here going, wow, I found the truth. I know what works. I achieved it. I got the results. Now, obviously, the results that I want now of women in my life are very different to when I started out, which is why I want to be truthful what I'm sharing. And the truth was, 13 years ago, I was how I felt the most insecure man with women. I was paralyzed with social anxiety. I was petrified of women. I was afraid of everything. I was afraid of speaking to women. I was afraid of asking a woman out. I was afraid of a woman rejecting me and turning me down. I was afraid to go on a date with a woman. I was afraid to kiss a girl. I was afraid to sleep with a woman. I was terrified of sex and intimacy. I was afraid of being in relationships. I was afraid you know, to go out with a woman in case someone tried to start trouble with me. I had a lot of paranoia and insecurity, and it's all come from being bullied at school and going through negative experiences and being made to feel stupid about myself and being judged by school teachers. And even the challenging relationship with my dad, that affected me. That relationship that I had with my dad, which was kind of like a love-hate relationship, a difficult one. And it was very abusive when I was younger. It was hard on me, and it was very nice as well. It affected me. It affected my ability to trust people and to trust women, and that created a lot of pain in my life and a lot of confusion, and it created a lot of failure and rejection. So I've described this experience of going out, and it starts on the street, but that's not where it ends. The street is a place where I think, in my experience, is the best place to meet women. When I was younger, I tried nightclubs. Nightclubs failed me. Music was too loud, too much alcohol, too much drug taking. Women tend to put on a mask. They're not themselves. They're a bit bitchy. They're a bit unkind. That's not to speak for every woman. That's just based on my experience back then. A lot of fights in clubs, a lot of noise, a lot of stress. Just hard to relax in places like hard to build a connection with women. Online dating, not for me. Again, a lot of fakeness, a lot of hassle, frustrating that you can't actually show your personality. You've got to kind of write a profile like a CV for a job interview. It's not very courageous, not very honest. So the street for me was a place where I could really display who I was, my personality, And if it didn't go well and I got rejected, I could move on and meet someone else. So I'm going to ask you your questions in a second. So ask me your question, guys. And when I finish this talk, I'm going to go through and answer as many questions as I can. So because of the earlier frustrations and the failures of me going into nightclubs, never really getting the girl, kiss here or two, never getting laid, never really feeling that, never actually getting that success that I fully wanted. So I start searching. I watch Bruce Lee videos because you've got to remember, and this is something I've learned through this journey. When a man wants to be better with women, whether he knows it or not, some men do, some men don't. Some are conscious, some are unconscious. He is embarking on a journey to discover himself in the best way that he can find out who he is and what his potential is and how he can overcome his insecurities. Men get into this because they have insecurities. We have insecurities, and so do women, but I'll talk about that in a second. So, as a man who was initially very insecure, very socially anxious, very depressed, got a bad time at school, had a difficult relationship with my dad growing up, grew up poor, never had much money. I had a lot of insecurities. Someone that wore a mask for many years, who lied to people about who I was, didn't really show my feelings, and then sometimes went to the extreme of being too aggressive and so forth. When I eventually faced this insecurity, and the deep down rooted insecurity was, I suppose if you went deep down, was I was not good enough. I was not good enough with what I had and who I was to attract a woman. Like there was something missing in me. And that thing that was missing, I went out and searched for it. I would search high and low. So Bruce Lee was a part of that journey. Bruce Lee was a part of me challenging my fears, beliefs, building this amazing self up, this confident, strong man that later became Johnny Berba, because my real name is Jonathan. People call me Johnny for short. I almost didn't realize it unconsciously. I was creating an archetype, a stronger version of myself that could handle anything and attract the success I wanted. So going through this journey, the first thing I really recognized was that suffering and pain is absolutely necessary. As a matter of fact, there's no other way to do it. I tried it. I tried methods. I tried techniques. I tried personas. I tried routines. I tried trying to be, none of it worked. None of it took the pain away. None of it made me quench that feeling of confidence and love and actually got me the women that I wanted. It didn't work. It was all like here and there stuff, scraps, a little bit of food, but not a full plate of food, if you know what I mean, metaphorically speaking. So Bruce Lee inspired me to work hard down the gym, and it was down the gym that I met a man. I met a guy called Floyd, a guy who was everything that I wanted to be with women, supremely confident with women, and not just confident around them and speaking to them and socializing with them, he was confident people as well. He got results, he got laid. He got laid and he did it with honesty and directness. And exactly this is who I am really, if I can get past the fears. So Bruce Lee and him inspired me. And of course, I later realized, even though my dad hurt me when I was younger, my dad inspired me as well, because my dad did a lot of good for me. He made me strong. I didn't realize it at the time, but the lessons that he put me through, whether he did it on purpose or unconscious or just it was by fluke, it later on benefited me. Because so the suffering that I went through when I was younger that I hated, people judging me, feeling that I could never really fully trust people, apart from a few family members and a couple of close friends. But in general, my deep down innate belief was that I can't trust men fully and women because they're going to betray me, or they're going to harm me, or they're going to expose me, or they're going to shame me, right? So all of this insecurity that I carried, I didn't want people to know about this. I didn't want my family. I didn't want to know about this. I didn't want my family to know about it. I didn't want women were the last people I want. Because I thought if people find out, there's no going back for me. I'm abandoned forever. I could never come back from this. It's almost like my existence is I'm gone, which is why I often had suicidal thoughts. Never did it. Never tried to take my life. I fantasized about it all throughout my 20s because of the pain of the social anxiety, the approach anxiety, the shyness, the deep insecurities. So I got to a place in my life where I was forced to answer two questions. The first one was, am I going to commit suicide because life's too painful? It wasn't just not being able to attract a woman. It was the consequences of living and breathing every single day with that insecurity. And that made me feel worthless. It made me feel angry. It made me feel jealous. It made me feel envious of other people. It made me hate society. It made me hate myself. It made me hate my school teachers. There was a lot of hate in me because of this feeling of rejection. So when I started to spend time with Floyd, funny enough, I didn't feel jealous of him. I didn't have any hatred towards him. I actually really liked him. I loved the guy because I just liked him because he liked me as well, and we had a connection. I don't know why I connected with him, even though growing up, to be honest, a lot of like, just to be descriptive, Floyd was a black guy. A lot of black guys bullied me, and I had anger towards them. I had anger towards everyone as well. White guys bullied me as well, but these are just some of the things that were going through my mind at the time. But he was very nice, and we just got on and built a friendship. So yeah, I've heard of Corey Wayne. I don't know much about the guy, but I think he's good. I'll answer your questions in a second. Nice to see you as well, Andre Paris. Great to see you, my friend. By the way, good to see all of you. I just want to get this out because I really want to help people. And this feels really good doing this. It feels right for me, aligned action. So I got to see the final product of what it looks. No, I got to see exactly what it takes to be successful with women by seeing Floyd's demonstrations. Now, I didn't know his mind, I didn't know his insecurities, but I got to see that, right? Glad you guys are having an amazing time. So seeing Floyd approach women on the street, in supermarkets, in gyms, everywhere, on the train station, on buses, in chicken shops, because we love chicken shops, in the fish shop, in music, everywhere we went, he approached women. And it was also not just the successes that he got that amazed me. He got rejected. He failed, and he didn't mind. He didn't get insecure about it. I did when I first started out. One girl rejected me. If I just walked up to a girl and said hi, and she was like, "No, I don't want to talk to you," that would have killed me. And it did a few times. I had to So what happened to me was, I guess, I had a breakthrough being around Floyd. I kissed my first girl on the street, who was a woman that was older at the time. She was 40, beautiful. I'm not going to say the word MILF, but I was 23. She was 40, so a lot older than me. And we just got talking on the street. And I don't know how it happened. There was a natural chemistry. We started making out with each other. And then I got her phone number, and he saw it, and he was laughing, and he was pleased with me. Hi, Johnny. The man paid for a meal on the first date. Listen, it all depends. If you invite a woman out, and you expect her to pay, that is not being a man. That's just being an idiot, a gentleman. But of course, you don't want to let women take advantage of you if that's a woman. So if you say to one, "I'm inviting you out," there's nothing wrong with buying a woman a dinner. It's the place it comes from. It's giving because you want to give. But if you're giving because you want to manipulate a woman for sex and you want her to like you, then you're dishonest. Then you would expect to get bad luck back. So it's the place it comes from. Like when I'm doing this video now, I'm doing it from my heart. I'm not doing it because I expect things back. I expect money or nice messages, or I'm doing it because I want to share something that has benefited me so much. And if I get great things that come, fantastic. So don't give to receive, give because you do it from your heart, and that will answer all your questions, and women will be more attracted to you. But if you're giving because you want them to like you, that's because you're insecure. You've got to work on that anyway. So I saw Floyd get rejected. I saw him get success. I saw him in all situations, and then it made me do it. When I started to approach, I was surprised because the way I actually felt about myself, which was a loser, unattractive, socially awkward, an embarrassment, a disgrace to my family, to society, a dishonest person, even though I wasn't, a bad person, even though I wasn't. These were all the nasty inner voices that I was getting from my own mental illness, whatever you call it. When I spoke to women, yes, some of them were nasty, some rejected me, but most of them were actually very responsive and friendly. So as I started to get more positive experiences, it made me feel good. It was a massive relief, and it inspired me to keep going. And it stopped me from committing suicide, definitely. It definitely stopped me from going down a very dark path because I've already gone down that path. I've been through that path of drugs, violence, crime, negativity, all that type of stuff. How to stop negative beliefs, negative thoughts. Listen to this video and it will tell you everything. I'm going to answer it. Most of your questions, guys, be patient. I'm going to answer through sharing my experience with this journey for 13 years that I've been on with women. And I've been coaching guys for 8 years on my 6 week program, boot camps, and so forth. So once I experienced some positive experiences with women and some negatives, I had like two things to work for me. So now it was weird. In the past, where the rejections from women were affecting me, and the pain from school and relationship with my dad and the bullying that I went through and my own insecurities and what and society had taught me, even though it wasn't a nice feeling, the pain and the rejection started to work in my favor. It made me stronger. It pushed me to go out and approach more on the street. It gave me more of a positive mindset. It made me focus, like nothing was going to stop me. So it's almost like all the negativity and darkness that I went through with my dad from school, from bullying, even women when I was younger, women could be quite nasty. Obviously these are young girls back then. It's a long time ago, but I was only 13. They were 13 or 15, and they called me ugly. So the truth is, I took all the pain and I went, right, all this pain, all this anger towards myself, towards people, towards women, towards life, what people have done to me. I ain't having this anymore. I'm not going to go out and be violent to people myself. Reject that. I'm going to be vicious, but in a positive way. So I'm going to channel the pain and the hurt. So that's what I did. And I kept approaching, and I fucked up more times than anyone could imagine. There were so many approaches I'd done on the street where I got so socially awkward. Like as soon as I stopped, said hello, they were like, "Oh, I've got to go." They got freaked out by my approach because I was intense, I was awkward, I was nervous in the face because I was scared, but I was trying. I had courage. But eventually, that awkwardness started to go, and the confidence started to come through. There was like two people. I wrote about it. Part of me had like I wrote my inner voices down, my negative inner voices, and I'm not. Well, I feel inspired to share this. I'm not embarrassed. The voices were, "You're not good enough to attract a beautiful woman." And then it was a story because you've always been poor. You've always been poor. You've always struggled. You're depressed. You're socially inept. She would not want to stay with a guy like you. You've got no money. You've got no interesting things to talk about. You've never traveled. You struggled growing up. You are a social misfit. That's what the ego was telling me. Another one was, you know, it made me question my masculinity. It told me I'm too masculine. I'm a bully. Or another voice would say, I'm too feminine. I'm too weak. So such confusion, contradiction, negativity. Another one would say to me, it's too dangerous for you to get a beautiful woman because you're going to attract a lot of attention. You're going to start getting into fight. A lot of paranoia because of the area I grew up in, the fights I had. So much conflict. So another one was, if you get a beautiful woman, maybe, yeah, she said to me, and it's not even true, but my mum and dad might not like it. They might think I'm trying to be arrogant, or I'm trying to, forget where I come from, or my society, or my own social class, because I'm a working class boy, won't like it. So much insecurity and threats, and if you do that, something bad's going to happen to you. On another side, the confident part of me is saying, women will love you. You've got a good heart, you're a good person, which is true, and you can get success, and she would want to be with you. And you are interesting, and you're not socially stupid, and you're not idiot, you're not dumb, and you're not inept. So it was like a fight, a battle between good and evil, the devil and God, the good me and the negative. So yeah, negative thoughts is a fight of the mind. So I had to fight my mind. I had to fight my whole upbringing, as at the same time of going out meeting on the street. So it was a lot deeper on the surface. Yes, it was just fun. It was exciting, running up and down for a laugh, stopping women, complimenting them, trying to get a number, getting a number, not getting it. But I systematically, gradually, as Les Brown said, I failed my way to success with women at every crucial step. The first step was pushing myself to get past the social phobia, the depression, the anxiety to get out of the house, to put clothes on, to shower, to take the bus down to central London, to get off at Piccadilly Regent Street, go out and start pushing myself to do the first one, which was terrifying. Pushing the mind, can't do it, I can't do it. Oh, it's too scary, it's uncomfortable, she's not going to like it, I'm going to be judged on Regent Street. What if the police stop me? What if people think I'm weird? What if society thinks I'm harassing women? All this negative baggage, I pushed through it, stopping and saying hello, only to get the relief of a great reaction, a woman saying, "Hi, nice to meet you." Wow. So when I started getting positive reactions from women and going into the heaviness of my past and really accepting that I love my dad very much, but the truth was he was tough on me growing up. He was abusive towards me, but he was also extremely kind. And so I was conflicted with the two, the good and the bad. And then that was also reflected in my relationship, the way that I carried out my behavior, which wasn't the best, and I wasn't proud of it because I got bullied and I sort of got to a stage in my life, and I was in my early 20s. I went out, I dabbled in drugs, drunk to escape my pain and my depression, went to nightclubs and got into fights, and I knocked a lot of people out, hurt a lot of men, knocked them out, broke their noses because they looked at me or they argued with me. So a lot of this anger came from the frustrations of not being able to get a girlfriend and connect with women. So with all this going on in my mind, now it came to, I'm being honest now as well, a realization that I had at I was 25 when I lived up in Fulham. I was rock bottom because I just started to improve with women from 23 going out of Floyd. Got a girlfriend from the street actually. First approach I'd done, one of the first, an English beautiful girl, my dream girl at the time. Got into a relationship, suffered with erectile dysfunction, couldn't sleep with her. Going to be honest, never slept with her once because I couldn't do it. I couldn't get an erection, and I was ashamed. I was embarrassed. I had no one to talk to. I couldn't approach that. I probably could have asked my dad, because my dad actually, to give him credit, he's quite understanding with stuff like this. He would talk to me and help me, but I didn't want to bring the conversation. Could never bring myself to tell my friends. How could a 23-year-old who was shy and didn't really trust people and was so embarrassed about myself and my life and what I've been through, I was hiding my shame, say to another man, how can you start that conversation? Yeah, I got a problem. When I get into the bedroom with women and take my clothes off, I'm afraid my willy's too small. I'm ashamed about that. I'm embarrassed. I don't know if I'm going to get an erection. So to carry that for so many years, and to have also, visited prostitutes, because I wanted to die, man. I wanted to die at 21. I was lonely as fuck. I was down and out, man. I was desperate for help, friendship, for love. And it's weird. I did have good friends around me. They did love me. I had family, but I still felt like I can't explain it. I just felt lonely all the time. Deep down, that's how I really felt about it. So even though I hid it from people, I put on a brave face, I smiled, I made jokes, but deep down in my heart, I was a lonely man. I was a broken spirited man. My heart was broken from when I was younger. But at the same time, when I'm saying this, please don't feel sorry for me. I'm in a blessed place. My life is incredible. I can't believe what I've achieved. I'm here now talking to thousands of people. I never even thought this was possible. This is a dream. It's not real. Dreams come true. Anyway, that was a little bit I got a bit emotional there, ran. So knowing in my heart that I could attract a woman, but knowing deep down, I'm terrified of sex. So if I can't have sex with a woman, she's not going to stay with a guy. It's not her fault. Obviously, a woman's got needs. To be in a relationship with a man, he needs to be able to he needs to satisfy sexually. And I wasn't confident doing that. I didn't know where a woman's clitoris was. Sorry to be being open. I didn't even know where to put my penis, to be honest. I know that sounds ridiculous and embarrassing, but I didn't. I knew it was somewhere, and I didn't know where. That's how scared I was. And yes, obviously, I occasionally, when I was younger, watched porn, but I was frightened. All the horror stories about men messing up. I was scared to mess up in the bedroom in case I got embarrassed. I was petrified. So I put it off for many years, and then sleeping with prostitutes was a way of me confronting my sexual fear. That's why I did it, and that's the truth. Back then, when I was 21, I lost my virginity to a prostitute, and I continued sleeping with prostitutes for a period from what was it, about 21 to 22. Like not every day, but it was a period I got addicted. I did it quite a lot, and deep down, I felt disgraceful with myself. But I never realized I had to go through this. I had to go through this to learn these lessons and to help other men. So after finally stopping sleeping prostitution, not needing to, and discovering I could beat women in public, being myself, I got rejected by a woman because she said to me, that's fair enough, Johnny, I just don't see this going anywhere. Like we kiss, but like it's just like we're friends. She basically politely said, you're not able to please me because you can't get an erection. And we've tried many times and you can't get it. What can we do? So she dumped me and I was brokenhearted. And I was about 23 and the pain went from 23 to 25. When I got 25, I was struggling with career. I wanted to be a boxer at the time. I love boxing, so I was trying to make it as a boxer, but I was conflicted with all the things I was dealing with. And the erection thing was bothering me because I could get it with a prostitute, not to judge prostitutes. Everyone, is beautiful deep down. How can I judge anyone with things I've done? But at the same time, I was I just I struggled, man. I struggled. But funny enough, I just remembered this. I did meet like a proper girl, but she come to me, and that happened at 23. So I'm not really going to include that. I'm going to include that. Sorry, I forgot that part because it's been so many years. I'm 35 now. I'm going back in time. I can't be factual about every date. So if I'm messing up, it's not because I'm making stuff up. It's because I'm telling the truth, and I'm backtracking 13 years of my life. So many things have happened. So a girl approached me that was beautiful when I was about 23, and I was able to overcome my fears of rejection and sleep with her, and then recognize, I've done it. Like I beat the insecurity. I beat it. It can't beat me no more. It was blackmailing me. You should be ashamed if people find out. But I beat it, and when I beat it, it's almost like it's weird. Like these fears and insecurities I had in myself, it felt like they were like it does feel like they're entities that live in you. So I beat that, and that gave me more confidence, and I went through a lot of pain. And that's why I said it's suffering. I suffered. I suffered emotional pain, mental turmoil, very many lonely nights of the soul. But I got the results. I got it. I did it. And after spending time with this girl, she actually wanted to be with me, and I didn't want to be with her long term. So I continued. And 25, I hit a depression. I was reduced to crying, which was something I did not want to admit to anyone I was uncomfortable with. And I listened to a guy called Les Brown. Someone told me about him, and he spoke, and his story inspired me and made me cry into tears. And I also got the Bible out. I said a prayer to God. I said, please help me. Please help me, man. Please don't leave me like this. I don't want to be poor my life. I don't want to be broke. I don't want to be depressed. I don't want to be anxious. I don't want to be unhappy. I don't want to be feeling so insecure with myself and around women. And I had a realization. I had an experience that's hard to explain, it's really difficult. This is so hard to explain in words. I can only explain it. I guess it did feel like an experience of God or with something divine, and it said to me, "Don't worry." He said, "Don't worry because you're going to be globally successful." And you're going to be extremely confident for men. You're going to have an amazing girlfriend, and everything that you was afraid about not being good enough, you're going to have that. And not only are you going to have that, and I swear to God, this is not ego. I'm not making this bullshit up. This is actually something that I felt intrinsically. It spoke, not like crazy voices or I didn't see angels. I didn't go like that. It was internal, and I just was just listening to it, and it said, "You're going to be an inspiration." And I know it can sound. I knew it. It said, "You're going to inspire millions of men, but you're going to have to go through a lot of shit and suffering, and you are going to do it." So it's almost like I knew the future. I didn't know exactly how. And from 25 to 28, we're talking, sorry, 29. 4 years later, this come true. 4 years later, I was globally successful in the dating industry. Johnny Berba was a household name. I was known all around the world. And by 29, 30, I changed the life of hundreds of guys. I started coaching at 28. I'd had the realization at 25. I'd met Floyd at 23. So all these years, there were significant episodes that propelled me forward and successful women. So the coaching part of me was even more, it was just something that I always wanted to do. And that was kind of, that was part of the experience. It was all, they're all connected. So it was like meeting Floyd, getting inspired, having help from him, going out, conquering my fears, getting laid, getting the girls, getting through all the insecurities. And that's what happened eventually. I just kept going into the fearful places. And each time I'd get rejected. So every girl that I got laid with, there'd be another like loads of rejection that I had to go through, if that makes sense. So it's like I might have to go through rejection for a month of going out on the street, and then I'd sleep with a beautiful girl and date her. And then maybe we would just naturally separate. I'd go out again, there might be a couple of weeks. I'm 57 years getting a relationship with 24-year-old. Nice. Well done, Anthony. Well done. Good man. Great to see you guys getting results. So it's like at every stage that I grew in confidence in love, there was more pain to face. And a lot of people don't know this. I had tremendous fears around coaching people because of the social anxiety and the pressure. So for me, it was facing all those fears. And I've wrote about in this kind of paragraph that I didn't realize that there are deeper truths that why men go out and meet women. It's to really find out who we are. It's to develop in all areas of life. So suffering was my best teacher. and going through the rejections and not quitting. This is something I see with a lot of people. I see the challenge when I work with clients in the 6 week program. A lot of men, it's not that they're not good looking enough. It has nothing to do with money, nothing to any of that. A lot of men lack heart. They're only good when it's good. But when it gets difficult out there, and it will get difficult, when they start to experience a bit of pain, they tend to quit. And I never did. And that is what I know was the difference between me being successful and many other men not being here and becoming a successful coach as well. You've got to remember, I was successful in many avenues, but initially two. First, I was successful with women, and then I was successful at coaching other men to be successful. I don't even know the number. I've coached hundreds of men who have been virgins, got them into relationships, got a lot of guys laid that have never got laid, got them dating regularly, got them good at going out and meeting women. Some have started their own coaching businesses. And a lot of those client testimonials you guys see on YouTube on the 6 week program, Aidan, with Benedict, with David, with Hassan, there's a lot of other names, I can't remember the name, but a lot of the 6 week transformations I've documented on YouTube, but there's been a lot that haven't been on camera, loads. So once I got successful with women, I was able to disprove a lot of the stuff in my past and actually fix relationship, make it better with my dad, which I did, better with everyone, get better socially, really overcome the thick social anxiety. Obviously, I still get anxiety, that's normal. But the main gist of it, then public speaking came along. Public speaking was intrinsically something that I always wanted to do growing up, if that made sense. And I didn't realize that that was coinciding with my low self-esteem with women. Once I got a success with women, my self-esteem went up and the voices calmed down. They stopped saying I wasn't good enough because I already got it. And then I continued. And then I had a relationship. I fell in love with a girl from Latvia at the time. And we moved in together and she loved what I did. She came to my seminars. I started to be a good public speaker and my whole life changed. I faced all my fears in every area. So what I've learned is the most key thing I would give men and what it takes to be successful women. I'm going to say it now. I want you guys, please, if you really want the help, I want you to write this down now. And all of you just get a pen and write this down and meditate. The truth behind all the marketing, a lot of the bollocks that's online, with fail-proof methods and this and that, or what does this work? The real truth to what it takes to actually get successful, beautiful women, to date them, to sleep with them, to connect with them, and to have an honest relationship, and to like yourself, and to be good at going out and meeting women, consistently get results, is to go through suffering. And what I mean by suffering, very simply, is, rejection, heavy emotions, insecurity, anger, jealousy, all these painful emotions that are uncomfortable. You've got to be willing to go through them, and you've got to be willing to go through them over and over again until you can become tough. You become mentally and spiritually tough. The same way that you toughen up. If you're a kickboxer and you're used to your legs being kicked, eventually your legs get tough, they get hardy, they can take the kicks. Same as a boxer. You eventually get used to getting hit. It hurts, but it doesn't hurt as much as the first time, beginner. And that's the same way that you get emotionally strong with going out and meeting women. You get tougher spiritually. The rejection don't affect you no more or as much. So if you're willing to suffer, any guy can get incredible results. And this is the one question I ask guys before they want to do my 6 week transformation program. The question is, you don't need to bring homework with you. We don't need to go into an office and have a flip chart. You don't need all that. It's a load of bollocks. What you need is commitment. If they're committed to doing the work in the 6 weeks program, to the suffering, the direct intentional suffering, they're going to grow to confidence and they're going to become attractive and attract women. Because women are attracted to confidence. And to go from not being confident to confident, you have to go through suffering. I went through tremendous suffering. And I'm so glad I did, because I didn't know that was going to get me the results and make me stronger and defeat these limiting beliefs. I'm going to start answering your questions soon. There's a lot of questions here. It's great. So, how do you hold a conversation with a woman? You have to practice. You have to practice, and you have to build the confidence in yourself. There's two ways you do it. One is you've got to go out and do it. You've got to keep having conversations with women and learning from the mistakes and messing up, running out of things to say until it becomes natural. And then you get good at improvisation, which is what I'm really good at, which is why I can do these videos and speak for so long, unplanned, unscripted, unfiltered, You've got to practice getting to a positive state. And you've got to face fears in your life. If you're not facing fears in your other areas of your life, you're going to feel insecure around women. When you go and talk to them, you're going to carry that insecurity. It's going to show, they're going to see it. It's going to affect your enthusiasm and confidence and all that. So you've got to do those two things. That's what I coach guys in the 6-week program. So the suffering is what grows the confidence. And there's quite a few men that are willing to go for it. How long did it take you to get the first day after starting? It took me, my first day from the street, it took me about, I'd say about, I've said this before, if I remember, I don't even know the exact time, this is roughly about 18 months. 18 months to get my first day from the street. But now, you know, I've helped guys to do that in 6 weeks. You can, if you got my coaching and my help and my mentorship now, I can get you that result probably in 6 weeks if you do the work, or 12 weeks, 6 weeks, sometimes even quicker. But back then, yeah, it was harder back then in a sense. You know, times moved on now. Loads of people are teaching and so forth. That's how long it took me. But yeah, you know, it's all about how you handle the rejections. You know, I never stopped when I got rejected, and I carried that and just continued. And obviously, because the guys will say it, it's important. You know, once you get the results, you just get more confident, and then you know you can do it again. So once you get laid with a girl from the street, or you have a number or a date, or she's attracted to you and wants to see you, you know, no matter what insecurities you're going for, you know you can do it again. So you just keep repeating, rinse and repeat in the same successful process, which is the entire process I coach guys on the 6-week transformation program. How do you go out at night alone? You face your fear. You stop being a coward. You stop feeling sorry for yourself, and you accept suffering. And that's part of the suffering too. It's not just the rejections of women. It's the going out by yourself and dealing with your own, you know, your own internal dialogue, not relying on other people. But sometimes you've got to go out with other people as well. So that's why getting my coaching, having me mentor you, you're going to go through a lot less suffering. If you go out on your own, it's going to take a lot longer. And I think as well, I think the key thing that I learned, the reason why I succeeded with women and why a lot of men don't, because I didn't just face my fears of going out and approaching women. I dedicated hours and hours to doing that. I went into other areas. I faced my fear of people, social anxiety. I faced my fear of starting my own business. I faced my fear of making money, of selling, of coaching people, of putting YouTube videos out, of doing public seminars. So I faced fears in every area. That got me stronger and stronger and stronger. And we know women are attracted to all this. They know it, they sense it. A man who's got a purpose in life, which is really the thesis of this experience, that you eventually find your purpose in life. Would a Tinder or online date be a good introduction and easy into it, or do you strongly believe you're straight? Now, I could easily answer that two ways based on how I feel right now. Right now, I feel like Tinder is a cop out. I feel like men are going on that because they're scared, they're insecure, and they don't have the confidence to go out, obviously, and do it in public. But being more compassionate, which I can be, and I am, even though I'm in a quite a strong, I'm in my masculine now. If it's that terrifying for you, and you know, then by all means, Tinder is better than nothing. As long as you can get on a date with a woman and you can connect, then great. But don't rely on Tinder because it's not going to be reliable. Maybe for 5% of men, yeah, if you find your dream wife, you marry, great. But that's not going to happen for everyone. You can't rely on that. Johnny, I'm here in North Carolina, US. They are lucky to have you there. God, oh man, you don't know how much I appreciate that. God bless America. I love America. I've got a lot of American friends. I've had so many American clients that have come over from America to take my program. I love spending time. You guys are great. You're generous. You're kind. Obviously, no one's perfect, but America inspired me. So thank you, man. I just want to say, guys, like I know sometimes I don't know. Maybe this is in my head. It may feel like I don't show it, but I really appreciate all of you supporting me, and I do really appreciate the criticism as well. It's just that when I'm doing these videos, I'm really focused. I'm on it. I just want to, you know, I want to help. I want to share. I want to inspire you. I want you to almost like it's not even like a want or a hope. Like I want guys to get results of this. You know, and to know that what I'm saying is the truth, so you can experience it for yourself. And that's a key thing I learned about this journey, that no matter how right I am or what I've experienced, everyone's got to go out and get their own experience, because you've got to do it in your way. Hi, Johnny. Great video as always. You're an inspiration. Did numerous approaches today. It was great. That's great, man. I'm really good to see you guys taking action, and you're not just speaking about it and watching videos. I got so much good feedback from women, and it helped me to no longer care about what rejection. That's great. You're doing great. Just the message. I can tell by the energy, the enthusiasm, the scent of the message where you're at. You're at a great place. I'm sensing you could even do more, and you probably know that in your own heart. So keep going. Jeremy Kyle, I reckon, great advice, Johnny. I think the number one thing is rejection that stopped them. Look, Jeremy, you're totally right. My message is, my journey is, look, guys, I'm not perfect. I'm not claiming to be. I had a lot of issues. Excuse my language. I was a very fucked up young man. And I still get rejected by women, but I'm getting great results. I'm getting success, and I'll talk more about that. I'm not bragging, but at the moment, I'm dating a really beautiful girl who's living in a different country, and she's come to London to see me a few times. I'm going to go and head over and see her. I might talk to you guys about that if I feel it's right and it can help people, and I might share that, see how I feel, how she feels about that. So yes, rejection is like, is it called, what's the word? Is it a catalyst? Rejection is what either makes you or breaks you. For some men, it breaks them, for some it makes them. Meltic, I recognize a lot of your names. This is awesome. Hey Johnny, I like your fire, man. It's powerful. Today I went out just to say, I'm so glad you guys are going out, man. It makes me feel like I'm not wasting my time. All these videos or the teaching, the time I'm putting in, people are actually benefiting it. Today I went out to say a simple hi. Today I went out to say a simple hi, but I couldn't. I felt effing frozen from the inside every time. How do I get out of that state? Got to be brave. You got to accept that today you failed, and that's okay. But what you failed to realize is that you didn't really fail, because what you've went through today is going to pave the way to you getting success tomorrow and the next day. Go at it again, fail again, get terrified again, feel awful again. You've got to suffer. You're doing the right thing. You're just as good as the last guy that I spoke to. You may not believe that it's the truth, but learn and continue going. Berba is awesome. Thank you. So connecting with you guys today, it's really nice, because I can feel that the level of consciousness that I'm speaking to is men that are very awake, very courageous, very self-honesty, and you're taking action. I like, that's what I want. That's why there's been a lot of swearing and like not negativity, like passion and aggression in a video to inspire them and to wake them up to their potential. Johnny P, hey Johnny, how do I approach one a day? I get to this point when I don't do more. Again, you've got to discipline yourself. You've got to accept that you're going to have days you're not going to approach anyone. Look, if you guys don't believe that I didn't have many days where I walked out and I walked around Piccadilly Circus and Leicester Square, Covent Garden for 3 hours and I didn't do one approach because the social anxiety beat me, then I don't know what to say. I went through that many times. You've got to go through that until you're sick of it. And that might prepare you to invest some money and get a coach, take my program, or to push yourself to come to my event, meet a friend, and go out and get some friends to help you. Johnny, I'm not just saying this, but your videos are one of the best compared to other confident approaching women videos. Thanks, man. I really appreciate that. So yeah. Deontay, is that Deontay Wilder? I'm just joking. How to approach when people are looking at you? Good question. You have to shut them out, because if you focus on it too much, it fucks you up. Sorry, my language. If you focus on it, you get this social anxiety comes up. You feel judged. Then it ruins your approach, and then the girl's going to not speak to you because you're going to come off weird. So you've got to practice concentration. This is something that I also kind of indirectly coach men on my 6 weeks program, and I work with them, because fear and anxiety will pull you out of being concentrated. And when you're concentrated, when you're talking to a girl or anyone, it's very attractive. You're present the same way I'm talking to you guys now. I'm not focused on tomorrow or my laptop or my Facebook followers. I'm fully present talking to you, which is why it has a great positive effect on you guys watching this. So one of the things that come to me that I learned on my 13-year journey, and I'm still learning now because I'm still going and I'm still coaching, is that it's going through stuff that makes you stronger, whatever that is, negative, positive, indifferent. And if you're brave enough, which I believe you guys are and should be, then it's going to work out. Berba, were you ever awkward when you? Of course I was awkward, man. Jesus, look at my earlier videos. And even now, like, I'm actually naturally kind of a socially awkward person, even with all my confidence and success. It's part of my character, my speech. So being awkward didn't really stop me getting results with women. It was more about accepting that and continuing with the awkwardness. So always kind of been like that. Sorry, Johnny, forgot to talk about boxing. What do you think of? I think it's a mismatch personally. I think Manny's going to destroy him. That's my opinion. I'm not really an Adrian Broner fan. I never really rated him. Obviously, he's great. He's been a world champion in different weights, but I find every time he steps up, he's got beaten. Who beat him? Maidana destroyed him. He's been beaten by other fighters, and I just don't rate him that much. But you never know. Manny could have a bad day. Broner could beat him. I can't see it. I think Manny's going to knock Broner out. I think he's actually going to knock him down and stop him. I think he's going to knock him out, or he's going to stop him. And Broner's just not going to be able to handle Manny's speed and power and foot movement unless the worst Manny turns up. And Broner's got to be the best ever. So I just see this as a money fight, a bit of entertainment. I'm not really excited about it. I'll still probably watch it because I'm a big Manny fan. So that's what I do. But to be honest, yeah, if Manny fought Errol Spence or Crawford, he's probably going to lose at this time because he's not in his prime and they're younger guys. But Manny's amazing, one of the best of all time. But yeah, back to the with women. So it's it's. I want to ask you guys a question: are you willing to go through the pain and because women are going to challenge you, man? You're going to get rejected. You're going to get flaked. You're going to get into relationships that ain't going to work out. You're going to fuck things up. Like it's all these things that you've got to go through that make you a stronger person. And there's many times in that 13 journey where I was scared and I was like, I can't do this anymore. It's too difficult. Oh, this girl's hurt my feelings. I don't want this anymore. And then after a week later, I'd pick myself back up, get back out there. So it's the will to win, and it's about heart. I never really had, like, I lacked in many areas that men were better than me. I never really think I had the looks, but it's the heart. I had the heart, and I still have the heart. So if you've got a lot of heart and you're really, really brave and curious to find out what is on the other side of fear, challenge your own insecurities, you're going to do amazing alone. Johnny, you guys think women are about looks? I can honestly say now, hand on heart, I can put my hand on my heart now, right now, and say to you, in my experience, I swear to God, man, it is not about looks of women. It is about who you are as a man. It's your confidence, it's your heart, it's your spirit. That radiates out. Now, yes, of course, you look good when you look good. So, women tell me now that I'm an attractive guy and I'm handsome, but they never told me that when I felt like shit. They never said it. So a lot of it's how you feel. And listen, if you're a really, really handsome guy, it's a bit of a bonus, but it's not enough. Gareth Lindsay, I'm someone in my early 30s who had zero experience with girls due to all the endless rejections I've had from day dot in my early year till present, and it still grinds me to this day. Well, Gareth, I've got news for you. There are many men like you. I understand how you feel. I have felt the pain you felt, frustration. What are you going to do about it, Gareth? Are you going to let this story bother you your whole life and define you? This bullshit story, or are you going to face that mother effer and face the fears and go deeper into the truths and come out and get results because you can? I've mentored loads of guys exactly like you in your place on my 6 weeks program. And I'm not just saying this to sell my coaching, because I won't doing this video to sell coaching. It's just because you've triggered this in me. I've done this to share my experience and to inspire people and to have fun with you guys and connect today. But having said that, I am going to sell it and say my 6 weeks coaching could potentially change your life. But again, that's if you think and you feel in your heart we're right to work together and it can help you. Otherwise, go out on your own, face it. I want to let you guys know as well, It's exciting. I've got a free event this Sunday. A lot of people are coming. It's called a Fearless Workshops Free. And it's a seminar in central London. You're welcome to come. It's from 1 p.m. to 4. I'm going to be doing a talk all about this, about facing fear with women, with success of women. It's going to be so interesting. It's going to resonate on a deep level, or heartfelt level of men. And you're going to collect like-minded people. And you're going to also come up and do exercises. I'm going to be teaching you life-changing exercises that got me results with women. Most guys say no. Yeah, of course, a lot of guys are going to disagree. And I have to accept that a lot of men are still going to disagree with me. They're still going to say, no, we don't believe you, looks matter. They're going to rationalize it and say, and I see the comments on my videos, they say, come on, Johnny, you're good looking, you're 6'2", you have a pretty decent look, you're confident, but you don't know what I had to go through to get to this. You do not know the fears that I had to suffer to upload the videos, to go out, to shoot the videos, to make mistakes, to face the fears of what my family are going to think if I put this out on YouTube, what a friend, society, being famous, the attention, the pressure, the criticism, the hate, the love I get, all that I had to deal with. If you're willing to deal with that, then you're going to get results I got, even do better than me. So it's about putting in the work. And yes, for what you get, for the suffering you go through is worth it. I'll say that again. For what you get, for the suffering you go through is actually worth it. And there are times, of course, you're only human, to question, is it worth doing this? It's painful. But when you get the results of women, pain-free, it's beautiful, like the relief. Like there's no better feeling. There's no better feeling than waking up in the morning, looking over, and there's a beautiful woman in your bed. She's got a beautiful body. I'm sorry to get passionate. Her hair's beautiful. She smells like the ocean. Well, the ocean smells. She loves you, love her. You've been making love all night. You've watched films, you've laughed, you've shared your heart. She shared her heart with you. You can't. It's the most beautiful feeling. Like no man should be deprived of that, or woman, which is why I put the teaching out. And I know it's going to change people's lives. I kind of feel like this is one of the strongest lives I've done in a while. Looks just get a foot in the door. Yeah, of course it will. Look, okay, I'm good looking. I walk up to a girl. Okay, she's attracted. And then I start talking. And then she's like, no, he's boring, or he's too needy, or he's too arrogant, or whatever. So trust me, I don't want to talk about it. Like I might even make a video at some point, but it's just irrelevant. I think a lot of guys, when they say do looks matter, what they're really saying deep down is, I'm too insecure to look at my insecurities and face them. I want an excuse. So I did this to the start. I was guilty of it. Women only go for rich guys. Excuse making, because that's not entirely true. And in most cases, not true. Women only go for tall guys that are not bald. Rubbish. Women go for guys that have done the work, that have faced their insecurities, they've faced that darkness, they've gone through hell and back, and they've got the growth and the confidence, and they understand how to be a man and what it is that a woman wants to a large degree, because no man can fully work a woman out, but we can know them as far as we can know them, and that's good enough. So the essence of what I learned about people, I learned about women, what they're attracted to, about psychology, about how limited most people's minds are, about myself, and about the potential that every man has. Every single one of you comment on this video. Some of you probably won't believe this when I say it. Every single person who watched this video and commented today, whether I didn't answer all your questions, I'm trying to, all of you have got the potential to go out and get the results that I've got and even do more than me. But are you willing to do that? And the real reality is most men are not. And for the ones who are, they're going to succeed. I worked with a guy on my 6-week program recently, I told the story, who was a virgin, 20 years of age, had terrible social anxiety, jealous, emotional problems, didn't trust people, even said he didn't fully trust me, but he had to trust someone, loved my work. After 6 weeks, he got laid. He's not a virgin no more. He got a girlfriend. He did a public talk at my event. He's made friends. He's made massive changes. And he's done amazing. He did the work. This guy suffered. He's brave. And now he's happy. And he's continuing. How should your voice tonality be when approaching women? Like my voice is now. Honest, sincere, expressive, passionate. Your true voice, you've got to shake the shy guy off. Because I'm naturally a shy guy too. You have to shake him off. You've got to get in state. You've got to practice. You've got to keep doing it and believe in yourself. If practice does it, the more you speak, the better you get. the more women you speak to, the better your tonality gets. The more women you speak to in difficult situations, the more you learn how to improvise. And I do all that in my videos. You guys see it. You see the proof of that. And I also show my students doing it. So how many of you are coming to my event this Sunday? Come on, guys. I bet deep down you want to come, but you're scared. Right? Yes, if you're coming. A lot are coming already. It's called the Fearless Workshop, where you're going to be exposed. No, I'm not going to force you, but I'm going to help you and bring out your stuff. Marcus McGriz, I recognize your name. How you doing, man? Just dropping by to say thanks for the motivational videos. The recent one about depression was very helpful. You're very welcome, man. Thanks for saying hello. Yeah, it was. So you said me, melt it, great. So you're coming to my event, that's great. Have you emailed me? Let me just write my email address here because we've got a lot coming. It's going to be awesome, man. You guys are going to be doing some amazing. You're going to be doing exercises, nothing weird. I've tested this last week, and an amazing turnout. You're going to do exercises that are going to get you results for beautiful women. I'm there. You don't need to ask me at all. That's awesome. So BRS is there, great. This is going to be a big turnout, man. I'm excited. Will your free event be on YouTube? I cannot guarantee. I have to say no at this time. It might be. I might get a camera. I'll see. I might surprise you. We're going to have to see about that. Why don't you come down? What is the excuse for not coming? You should come to the event. It's free as well. It's going to change your life. I overcome my fear of approaching girls I liked on Sunday. Great, man. Awesome. A lot of you guys taking action. Well done. This, whatever platform, is really helping you guys. So I'm going to finish soon. A couple more minutes to ask some questions, and then we'll wrap up. I just also want to let you guys know as well. If any of you are interested in doing my 6-week transformation program, I'm doing a Christmas special offer. So I'm doing it at a discount. So email me if you're interested, and you'll get the discount, and you'll be able to work with me before the price goes back up. So it's only open to a certain period of time. And the 6 weeks program is me taking you out for 6 weeks and teaching you how to meet and attract women and get dates, get a girlfriend, get laid, build confidence, and help you in every area. I give you homework as well. It's life changing, man. It's amazing. Gareth Lindsay, I'm up for Manchester. Yep, be great. I mean, I've had guys come from Manchester. I've had guys travel around the world to come to my events. So you should definitely come down. It's this Sunday, and it's a whole event. So you get the actual talk, the exercises. You can answer your questions, and have a social after. My expressing equals awkward as fuck. Good. I'm awkward too. I've always been awkward. Don't hide the awkwardness. Work with it. It's got nothing to do. What age range do guys you coach? My age range is mostly guys from 30 to 40s. These are the best age range common I get. I'm working with a guy at the moment. He's 50 and he's doing well. He's getting good results. He's doing my 6 weeks program. So I tend to work really well actually with older guys. I work with another guy who's in his 40s. I've coached loads of guys in their 40s. I find them even easier to get results than sometimes guys in their 20s because you're more mature, you're more grounded, and you're less bullshit. Great, yeah. Guys, email me about if you want to do my 6 weeks program, if you want to come to my event. Because really, guys, let's be honest, right? It's great having these conversations online. I love these lives, but it's not as good in person. Today, we actually want to communicate in person. It's transformative. So face your fears in your life. This is what the Fearless Workshop's about. Not just fears of women, fears of people, fears, It's been a really good turnout today. Again, one of the things I really want to, I'm learning at the moment, you don't have to plan everything. That's what I'm doing. Johnny, have you ever took a break from everything? I've took loads of breaks. I had a break for a while from teaching everything. I've been to London for Notting Hill Carnival last 4 years in a row. Yeah, you should definitely come down. London's a great place, man. And don't, guys, it's actually awesome going out in the freezing cold weather, wrapping up approaching. I've been approaching today. I've got some amazing results, and I've been also coaching guys. Don't let that stop you. It's actually, don't use any excuse. It's always something to do in London. Greetings from Chile. Hey, Chile, how you doing? This is amazing. I'm able to reach people all around the world from my videos. That's awesome. So yeah, the main thing I wanted to share, my 13-year journey of going out meeting women and 8 years teaching, is that if you're willing to go through suffering and uncomfortable emotions, then you get amazing results. You get the girls. They really do sense it. Women are amazing. Women can sense when a man is being brave in his life. And by brave, not perfect. No, you have to be perfect. Do you have a video of you approaching women today? No, I don't have a video of that. I've got recent videos I've just uploaded, so check those out. The 30-minute challenge is a good video where I just approach as many women as I can. What's the first thing a girl looks at when they're interested in you? I think what the first thing a woman looks at is she gets a sense of who you are as a man. She wants the sense: has he got a good heart? Is he confident? Is he caring? Is he honest? They're really looking for honesty in you, that strength. So that's really what they're looking for. And the surface-based things, yes, they're going to check out your fashion, how you're carrying, looking, but the deeper truths are they're going to want to get a sense of who you are. Yeah, they want to sense your heart. Have you got a strong heart? So yeah, if you're interested in coaching or anything like that, God bless you. I look forward to it. It's awesome, man. Great. So yeah, I hope to see you guys Sunday. So guys, I'm going to wrap it up now. Enjoy the process. Remember, I'm doing a Christmas offer at the moment on my 6 weeks program. There's quite a big discount on it. So if you email me and you want to do the 6 weeks transformation, we can talk about that and we can get the deal done, make the transfer. We can get booked and you can be started as early as a week's time. Or you can start a little bit later. But don't miss out on this amazing offer. Because it's life changing. And doing the 6 weeks for you, you're going to do the work that's going to get your results. And you're going to have a lot of fun, and it's a great experience. Awesome. Take care, guys. Great to speak to you, and I'll see you. Hopefully, see you Sunday. Bye.